G'day, and welcome to a pretty volatile Monday. I hope all you guys had a great weekend. It's time to get back to business. So let's roll on in by having a look at the calendar. Let's start there. So, calendar, we have news at 10 today. All right, so that's where we're going to start with news at 10. So if we're looking for any positions, those positions would be after 10. Okay. Might be an opportunity to expedite some evals on the news. Let's roll over to the charts, shall we? Something that I wanted to start with today. And I'm just going to bring it up over here so I can read it out. I know this applies to my funded futures and to Top Step, but it's just a reminder to let you know that trading is not allowed within 2% of CME price limits for funded accounts. So for my funded futures, that's sim funded and live funded, and I believe it's the same for Top Step. So the CME price limits for NQ and ES are 5%. So currently we are within 2% of that 5%. In fact, NQ has dropped up to 5% today, if not more. That was down 1,000 points at one stage. So if you're going to trade today, just trade your evals, is my advice. Just trade evals. You don't want to break any rules and then lose your funded accounts on account of that. So just keep that in mind when going into the markets today, guys. Crazy. All right, we're down 1,000 points today at one point there on NAS. Huge opening gap. 1,046 point drop today. Mental. Just mental. I was sort of, hoping that with that drop we might actually take this low, but we didn't. It's pretty well equal lows there. On that move though, and considering we've had a large expansion down, particularly over the last 3 days, we could anticipate to see today be consolidation or retracement. We can see prices already pulled back somewhat. Probably 2% roughly prices come back. So today may not be a great day to trade. Just trade cautiously. Again, it's up to the individual if you want to pull the trigger or not. Just be careful when trading today. But large expansion, we could anticipate consolidation or retracement. Obviously, we've got this new day opening gap sitting here. And if we were looking at ERL to IRL, then we have swept external. We've swept a lot of liquidity on this move down. So we could be looking for some retracement today. Whether we gain all this back will be, will be seen, but I doubt that personally. So with that idea of external to internal, then looking at a bullish move or some consolidation and retracement based on this large expansion. And I just want to have a look at ES. If we just pull that up side by side, move that. and ES is here. So if we look at this low from the 18th of April, just try and squeeze all this in here. So you can see that NQ has created equal lows here, and ES is nowhere near that level. So we can look at that as an SMT. So that would be an SMT, a bullish SMT. Originally, I was looking at this this low here relative to price, and NQ earlier on, since the market opened, was lower than this, while ES was still sitting up here, perched up here. So that was looking like an SMT might hold there, but we'll have a look at, while we've got these side by side, let's have a look at the daily on ES. So ES is actually sitting in this internal level here. Okay, it's had a reaction to that level. So again, we have this new day opening gap and looking for price to, after large expansion, consolidate or retrace. So I'm looking to be bullish on both NQ and ES, but hey, the way the market's been today, anything could happen. So just using our playbook, I would say bullish. Don't mind those executions. I took a little scalp earlier on an eval. I took a long scalp on eval. Okay, so let's go down to the hourly. Let's just get rid of those so they don't. Okay, there we go. So where are we? I mean, the market's pretty well been in free fall, hasn't it? Actually, I want to go back out to the daily for a second because I just wanted to have a look at some other structure here. So we also had, and I look at this, some people might look at this as the breaker. For me, this has more structure about it. This is just, this move here for me is just part of this leg moving higher. That's my personal preference. It could be this one if that's what you're looking at, but personally I like this structure. So up, down, up, and then down. So that's our bearish unicorn. We've also got an FEG aligned. Okay. So if we were projecting, I would be looking to run from here down to here. And you can see that the -2 is aligned with these lows, and NQ has reached to this level and is having some retracement at this stage. And so this would have been a nice swing trade, wouldn't it? Almost get an entry here. Okay, hopping back to the hourly. Got to go a long way back to see some areas of interest. And this is low resistance liquidity here. And that's all the way back from April. So price swept pretty much all of that. Obviously this is that low that I was hoping would get swept, which it hasn't just yet. It's come very close to it within a couple of ticks. Good look at this as a bearish breaker. High, low, higher, high. We get an FVG aligned. We don't get an entry off that. We don't get a retest of the breaker. It just falls through it. We ran some projections off there. We've closed through the -4 max extension. Here's our opening gap. So what I'd like to see if we are going to get a move higher is that this FVG holds and price can get a move higher off of that. If not, maybe we'll see a sweep again of that liquidity before going higher. But at the moment, all bearish to me. So currently bearish on the hourly unless we can see price does hold here. If we get another push higher, we get a change in the state of delivery, something like that, just to confirm this possible move to the upside. We'll just have to wait and see what news brings. Okay, let's jump to ES. We'll go back out to the daily because I did have this marked up a little bit earlier on. So same thing here. This would be the breaker for my mind. Lowest down close before the leg that took liquidity. So then we mark our standard deviations off of that. Price is currently resting in this internal. Has had some reaction there. So looking for price to consolidate or retrace. I like this level as well because we do have this swing high aligned with this internal. And if you bring that down, this is an order block here. And price has reacted nicely to that order block. So let's drop down to the hourly. Similar idea here. With NQ, we don't have the gap here. So it's all bearish at the moment for me. We did get a sweep here. So this would actually be our bearish unicorn. We've well and truly sunk past that max extension. So moving from here, if price moves down and it manages to close it above here with displacement, above this level with displacement, that would be our change in the state of delivery. Or if we can get a sweep, we might even see a hourly unicorn. But for now, it's just bearish price action. And the trend is your friend until it's no longer a trend. So daily daily bullish idea, but on the hourly, we're still bearish. Okay, let's go over to oil. Even oil's fallen off a cliff today. Be nice if it showed up at the Bowser, wouldn't it? I don't know how much you guys pay overseas, but we're in litres here, and it's over $2 a litre at the pump. Okay, daily, where are we? I was looking here earlier to see if price was able to hold here. It doesn't look like it's going to. So I'd be targeting this low here. You could look at this. So you could look at this as a continuation breaker. It didn't sweep this. It didn't sweep into here though. But we have got this displacement through this level as well. So we do have a lot of low resistance liquidity sitting down here. We had a sweep here, that's high resistance liquidity. We had another sweep here, that's high resistance liquidity. Again here. I'm going to look to be bearish on oil. Looking for price to reach at least this level here. And then we'll see what price does from there. We see price respecting bearish PD arrays. This is all that low resistance liquidity here as well. That's before that low that I marked out as the initial target. So we do have low resistance liquidity. There's really nothing propping up price here or giving us any idea of a willingness to move higher. So I'm going to remain bearish on oil across the daily and the hourly. We'll check out DXY. So DXY wasn't able to be supported in this daily gap here. So now looking for this low, which it's almost taken. Failing that, we have these lows aligned with this daily bullish FEG. So we'll see if price moves down here and is able to be supported. So I'm looking to remain bearish on Dixie. All these equal highs up here. I just don't think they're going to act as a draw right now. They will act as a draw at some point, but I don't think they're going to act as a draw right now. Let's see, price has respected this CB here. Again, respecting this CB here. So price is respecting bearish PD arrays. If this sweep of the lows here is able to push through and give us some displacement, that would be looking like a bullish breaker. But until we see that, it's not a breaker just yet. Okay, so bearish on the hourly as long with the daily for us on Dixie. Gold, let's clear that chart up. Jump out to the hour, to the daily, Was actually anticipating gold to look to move higher, and we are residing. Price is resting in this daily bullish FEG, and price was actually starting to get a bit of a move earlier on, but it started to fall off a cliff. So if this FEG can't hold, price is going to move lower, but we've got to look at our relationship of internal to external, and because of that, I'd be looking for gold to move higher. Again, days like today, when the market is so volatile, we can probably throw the rule book out the window. But let's see how we go. Okay, on the hourly. So price retraced back into this gap here, and it was able to be supported there. It's tried once, twice, 3 times basically, and it hasn't been able to break this level just yet. Yeah, we're sort of stuck now between bullish and bearish PD arrays. So if you look at this gap here, price also has respected that. Was unable to close beyond that. We've also created high resistance liquidity. All these moves along here. And then we have low resistance liquidity here that's been created, plus down here. So I'm actually going to be looking at this. I'm going to remain neutral on the hourly. Price is in a little bit of a range here as well. and we're stuck between bullish and bearish PD arrays. So until price decides which way it wants to go, I'll be neutral on gold. Okay, all right, let's wrap it up there, guys. We do have news, just a reminder, news at 10. We also have unemployment claims later on in the week. And Apex still have their 80% off sale if you're interested in expediting any evals. The funded fees are also reduced on the larger accounts. So your 250K account's probably the ideal account with an $85 funded fee. Use code Jimmy, guys. And also you've got the My Funded Futures starter plans starting from $80 for a 50K eval, which you can get for $76 if you use code Jimmy. That's the best value you can get for a My Funded Futures eval right now. All right, guys, have a good Monday. Be safe, trade well, like and sub, much appreciated. Share my channel around. I'd like to get out to as many people as possible. Take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.